Okay, we're here, we're doing it. Coming soon, The War Between the Land and the Sea, the first spin-off since Class for Doctor Who, and based on what we've seen of this era so far of Doctor Who, if you want to know more of my thoughts on that, I do have an entire video on it. I'm not expecting much, but I haven't seen this. I didn't watch the finale live, so I didn't see this, immediately following. So I haven't seen it. I don't know what to expect here. I'm assuming we're gonna have Sea Devils just because they got brought back during Jodie's run. But yeah, other than that, I'm not actually too sure. So let's jump into it and check it out. So already starting off with a shot of the sea. That's a good start for the War Between the Land and the Sea. Come on.
The tides have drawn us together.
Okay. Seeing some familiar face. Wait, what? What was that thing? That doesn't look like the Sea Devils we had before. Got some unit controversy potentially. What the fish woman? Okay. More of our unit cast returning. Okay. Barclay, okay, that's apparently our main character if this is to go off. Is that which of these designs is supposed to be the Ice Warriors? Like actually, right, let's switch it to 0.5 speed and I'll mute it and we'll just have a quick run through this again. So Barclay is seemingly our main character here. We do see him with a camera on this like beach area. So this guy, Barclay, I'd assume he's a member of UNIT. It's hard to tell because UNIT is weirdly militarized, but yeah, I'd assume this is UNIT that we're seeing in the background here. And potentially Barclay himself is a member of UNIT. That is such a with the big 4K logo on it and stuff. That looks like such a cheap camera. Like, not trying to be snobbish or anything. It's just having big logos like that on high end technology is just not a thing. Why does this lighting rig look like a gun? Unless it is. I would say it's a lighting rig, but it has I don't know. It looks like a harpoon launcher or something. It's a bit bulky. Yeah, is this supposed to be a Sea Devil? Because that's not what they looked like in Legend of the Sea Devil, right? Right? That they look different from that. Yeah, no, they look more like the classic appearance. They have the big eyes and everything. Yeah, no, this is what Sea Devil should look like, right? Am I going mad? I know this is different from the classic appearance, but this is what we most recently saw. So is this a subspecies? Is this how technically the Silurians from the Matt Smith era aren't actually the same Silurians that we saw in Classic, and that's why they look so different? Because they're not actually technically the same. Is this another one of those? Where this is a Sea Devil, but it's a different version of a Sea Devil, and we just happen to see the same type of Sea Devil in Legend of the Sea Devils as we saw in Classic? Is this one of those cases? Because the eyes are completely different, and the beak has teeth built in, which I guess that is kind of a thing. It looks cool, but is that supposed to be a Sea Devil? Cause that's not what they looked like the last time we saw them. Anything references on the helicopter? I don't see anything. Is Kate in that group? No. So it's just a variety of different what looks like unit or military. Yeah, we got Barclay. I know this guy from something else, but I just don't know what specifically. It's hard to tell what the terrain is. I don't think it's UK, but I mean, why would it be landlocked to just the UK? This is a war between the land and the sea. The sea goes everywhere. That's the stupidest thing I think I've ever said. Kate, we've got a unit base. This isn't the unit set we've been seeing. This isn't London, or at least it isn't the Tower, or at least it isn't the normal set that we've seen for all the Doctor Who stuff in the current Russell T Davies 2 era. So kind of weird because they spent a lot of money on that set, which is why we spend so much time there in Doctor Who. But yeah, this is different. So this is interesting. So presumably it's going to be either a unit controversy or just something in relation to Barkley and whatever the fish lady is, because we see them talking. I'm not seeing anything that stands out too heavily within this lineup of people. Obviously, Barkley being brought up by military. Kate Stewart, obviously, returning from her most recent appearance in the Reality War, where she used the big pirate wheel on the unit tower to rotate it and fight skeleton dinosaurs or whatever happened. Barkley's the one we've been spoken to. I wonder what this is about, because he has like an earpiece in. I'd assume it can't. It doesn't look like a hearing aid, but I'd assume that he wouldn't be able to have anything for communication because he's seemingly in like a court of law. This could be a completely different situation. This might actually be some sort of like more general hearing, like not actually a criminal hearing, but just some more generic. Maybe this is with NATO or something, or the UN or whatever else, like just with the government forces rather than being something legal necessarily. A nice close up of him, zoom in on him, and yeah, then we have this fish lady. So this is a completely different look to the Sea Devil that we saw. She has like armor. I mean, it's a fish person, so presumably, unless she turns out to be a Sea Devil, but just like a very human Sea Devil, maybe like a hybrid, potentially like a Sea Devil human hybrid would be interesting. Unless that's the case, I'm assuming we're going to find out there's actually more than just the Sea Devils in the waters. Either that, or there's actually, even more variants to Sea Devils than we first thought. Atlantis does exist in Doctor Who, but it does have humanoids. If I remember correctly, I don't think we've ever seen Atlantis on screen, unless it was in Classic. I just don't remember. But Atlantis does exist. This might be the Atlanteans, potentially. It's hard to say for sure. As I say, I'm not confident in what she's supposed to be. But seems interesting enough as a different species potentially, or potentially a different faction that might be on the side of humans, despite being in the ocean. And we've got Shirley back, which is good to see. I'm assuming a lot of the main unit cast will be back for this. Seems it is a unit-based show. Colonel Sexy and stuff will probably be in here as well to steal from Who culture there. Barkley and the Fishwoman. So yeah, so he has his helmet off here. He has it on later on in the trailer. So I'm assuming this scene is probably after that scene. I'd assume, and it's her convincing him to take off his helmet or whatever for whatever reason. Very interesting. It is the same. Yeah, I was about to say, is it even the same fish lady? It is the same fish lady. So we only see one of her, and I think we see two different shots of Sea Devils in like a more traditional style. So yeah, I almost think she's. It really depends. Is she going to be a Sea Devil that just looks a very specific way, like looks a bit human, or is she going to be like a hybrid human Sea Devil? Is she going to be a completely separate species? I'd say like Atlantean or something. It's hard to say, and I assume based on what we're seeing, there's probably some relationship like directly between these two. Either that, or it's going to be like Barkley's actually like a traitor to humanity, or she's a traitor to whatever species she's from, or whatever like that. So, like, it could go one of a few ways really, but I'm leaning very much on it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet type story of two star-crossed lovers not able to be together or whatever. Which it'd be interesting if they took it that way. I don't know how I'd feel about that if it became like a love story. But I mean, I don't know. Like, it's the war between the land and the sea, and we don't see much in terms of war in this. We see militarized unit seemingly, but that's pretty normal. Like, unit are militarized against pretty much anything that they come across, so that's not really war. That's just normal. But yeah. Yeah, militarization. We've got this unit member. So it's definitely a unit task force member. Presumably all the other soldiers behind her are. I'm not making out any... there's no name badge or anything. It's just the stripes on the epaulettes or whatever they're called. The rank stripes. I'm not sure how like ranks work in unit, nor do I really understand them in like the real world British military or whatever. So I'm not going to pretend anything. She does have the earpiece though. Same as Barkley, so that is presumably something that unit like members have for communication, which, as I say, throws into question whether that's going to be like a courtroom or whether that's some sort of like meeting on, first contact, what we're doing about this new species in the waters or whatever else. I don't really know what to go with here. It's interesting. She does seem to look. She's looking as if someone's dead, like someone's gravely injured, like on the floor in front of her. So whether that's like Barkley or whatever else, like, or if that's something relating to, like, maybe that's the first shot fired, like maybe this is a sea devil that's dead on the floor, and it's just like, oh no, what have we done? We've killed a sea devil. It's now war. That's obviously possible. What else do we see from this? Sparkly again being seemingly pushed out of the courtroom building. Fish lady again, just staring at the camera. We've got Kate being very distraught there. Oh, and Colonel Sexy. Lovely. Love to see him. I don't remember his actual character name. They say it so infrequently that I just don't keep it in my head. But yeah, he's back. That's good to see. He seems to be her like personal bodyguard, which lines up with what seems to be their relationship here. There's a lot of like laptops and stuff. I wonder if there's been some sort of attack, because obviously the laptops have been left everywhere, as if like people have been rushed out and not had a chance to pick everything up. So it could be interesting to see if this is like the aftermath of something. Either way, Kate's not very happy about it. We see what looks like civilians, but Barclay's there as well, though. Some military, non-unit military, because they are actually wearing like camouflage. There is a unit as well, though. Once again, we've got we've got a mix of unit military and then like actual military in the wider shot. Either that is all just actual military, but it's just because they're in shadow. Can I make out what that sign says? Not really. Yeah, I'm thinking this is just regular, either UK military or just some European military, most likely. Okay. We see the fish lady. Interesting how she's dressed, because like I was in the impression she was wearing armor, but like she's seemingly wearing like a skirt, or is that like fins? Like, is she like kind of mermaid form, but like still has regular legs? Maybe I'm not sure what to make of this really, but some sort of showdown on a bridge. Maybe this is first contact, and yeah, they're trying to figure out what to do with it. Maybe she's caused some damage. Maybe she has like control over water in some way, or just some sort of innate strength that's caused issues. Like, we don't see anything flipped over or anything, so I doubt it's that. But the abandoned standard regular person car there. Interesting. And then yeah, we got Barkley wearing this helmet. She's holding onto the helmet, so presumably this is where it gets taken off. But yeah, with this entire scene, it very much seems like there's some relationship going on here. But I'm not gonna say until we get more information for sure. It's completely possible this isn't like a romantic relationship. It may just be, I don't even know. But it could just be an alliance of some sort. It's hard to say for certain. But yeah, the way this is shot very much leans into it being some sort of romantic relationship, which is interesting. I'm trying to... Is that logo relevant? I'm not seeing any actors... Oh, Barkley. I am seeing actors that matter. That's the unit member that was crouched over, looking sad. The others I don't seem to recognize. But yeah, so this must be a different logo for something relating to unit, I'd assume. Very brightly coloured outfits, kind of interesting. Got some marching. Okay, we've got another shot of a sea devil there. Yeah, he's the only one that isn't wearing the like dark colours of unit, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, then we get a better shot of maybe the same sea devil. They definitely look different. I liked, as much as I didn't like Legend of the Sea Devils, I liked that design for a sea devil in like Modern Who. So like the fact they've made it almost more generic. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, weird stick staff thing. The fact it doesn't have clothes is kind of weird because we're used to them having like their weird chainmail stuff. I don't know. I'm sure they'll explain it as being this is like a subspecies or whatever. Also, having a look at it like this, the humanoid is definitely a sea devil. Why she has a human face, I guess we'll find out, because like if you look at the fin like layout and everything, it's like a perfect match. Just weird that she is like humanoid in the face though. I guess we'll find out more on that in the future. Barclay crying with unknown person, could be anyone realistically. This is interesting. So are these like eggs? Have these been stolen from sea devils? Are these like sea devil eggs? Because we don't know how they reproduce. Like, same with Silurians, we don't really know, do they lay eggs or do they like produce like mammals or whatever? Like, interesting. Definitely interesting. Unsure what that's supposed to be, but yeah, clearly some scientist has got these things held in. Is it possible? Is this scientist the person that Barclay was hugging? No, completely different hairstyle. I was just wondering because they did back-to-back shots. I was just wondering if that was maybe coincidental. Seems to be. We've got Barclay and the fishwoman again, seemingly. Can't tell what kind of building this is. It might be that courthouse or whatever, but it's hard to say. With unit military agents next to them, so yeah, she has like a scaly dress and an armor. Very weird outfit. Very strange. He also is moving real weirdly, as if he's been injured in some way. Yeah, the war between land and the sea. So yeah, iPlayer on Disney Plus. It is, as far as we're concerned, the final thing that Disney is going to have a part in when it comes to Doctor Who stuff. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting to see exactly what happens with this. But yeah, there we go. That is the war between the land and the sea. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's an interesting concept. I hate the title. I personally think the war between land and the sea is too many words. They could have just called it, like, I don't know, land versus sea, or, like, aquatic warfare or something. Just something like that would have been, like, unit aquatic warfare would have worked fine. I don't know. It's just, the war between the land and the sea is too long. Especially when, previous series we've got, Doctor Who, 2 words. Perfect. Torchwood, 1 word. Class, 1 word. The Sarah Jane Adventures, fair enough, it's a long title, but it's the Sarah Jane character, Adventures. Adventures of Sarah Jane. Like, this could easily be unit war stories. Like, as well, because, like, is this just going to be a one and done? Is this, like, 1 series and then over? Like, we're getting 8 episodes of this and then that's it? Is it going to finish? Or is this something that's supposed to go on and on? Because eventually, surely, the war between land and the sea is going to be over, and then what happens to it? It just ends? Like, surely they want to continue having Unit B something that has all these spin-offs and everything. Like, why not have something like Unit War Stories or Unit The Forever War or something? Just, like, something that kind of encapsulates it being a unit-based series? I don't know, that's my opinion. I think The War Between Land and Sea is a very weird title, but in general, this looks pretty interesting. I'm very, very interested in what on earth this thing is. Like, is she a hybrid? Is she a subspecies? Like, same with the actual sea devil that we see. If I can actually find it. Where is it? Where's the actual sea devil? I'm not going to be able to find it now, am I? But, like, yeah, this guy. Like, this is a regular sea devil compared to not Shirley, not that person. Compared to the, like, humanoid fish, like, but they have the same, like, fins or gills or whatever. Like, they have the same features, but they're just, she's so human. Like, she has such a human face. I don't know, it's just, until we see more of these characters, like, in context, we're not gonna know. But yeah, definitely an interesting trailer for what will hopefully be a good show. And, like, I can complain as much as I can about the era of Doctor Who that we're currently in. It's good to have spin-offs back. I grew up on Sarah Jane Adventures. I was watching Sarah Jane Adventures before I was watching Doctor Who. I adore Torchwood. It's one of my favourite shows, honestly. It's up there. Top 10 for sure. And Class, as I've said a few times, isn't that bad. I like Class. It's not perfect. It's not, as good as Sarah Jane Adventures, but it's still fun. It's still a cool show that I enjoy the existence of. Even things like Canine and Company, like, isn't terrible. It's actually, like, in its own right, it's a decent. Well, I mean, that's one episode essentially, but like, yeah, I'm excited for spin-offs to be back on the menu, and you know, the title aside, this is looking like it's going to be very, very interesting and gives more purpose to Unit being around, which is always appreciated. But with that being said, that's going to be everything for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe and ring the bell so you never upload. Otherwise, comment below your thoughts and feelings about the War Between the Land and the Sea trailer. And I'll see you next time. Bye!